to another YouTube video. Now, Hedgehog Ski Boy here, and you guys are probably wondering what I'm doing because I never show my face, but that's okay. Alright, so, I have some stuff to go over. I'll tell you about what I'm doing in a minute, but first, don't forget to like and subscribe, of course, and comment down below if this video was helpful to you. Goal for likes is 5, that'd be great. And tell your friends to like it, because that's amazing. Anyways, and share to all your friends. So yeah, check out my site. It's got all my videos on it. And I don't know if that's cutting off my head, so sorry if it is, but it has all my videos and a form that I would like you to fill out so that you can tell me some things that you would like me to do. Check out rules of the sub club. If you're a member of the sub club, then you'll need to watch that video so that you can be a good member and follow the rules. Okay, so first let me go over what you need, which should be appearing in 3, 2, 1. Alright, this is kind of just a basic idea of what you need. You don't need all of these things. If you see, there's all these fancy brushes and whatnot, but those are helpful, but honestly you could take a simple rag that you don't use. So I'll be going over, basically, like I said, how to clean your mountain bike. Did I say that? Okay. Well, anyways, how to clean your mountain bike. Of course, it works for road bikes too, but the mountain bikes usually get dirtier. So, here. Let's first check out our stuff. So first we have here is an all-purpose cleaner. It's Simple Green. You don't have to get Simple Cream. Words here. Anyways, Simple Green, it's basically just an all-purpose cleaner that I use for the chain so that it'll stay in condition. If you guys are wondering why would you wash your bike? Well, one of the reasons is, well, there's 2 reasons. One, it'll look nice and it'll look like brand new, and 2, it helps it run better. Like if you see this old bike and the chains is all rusted, that's why, is because they didn't wash their bike. So here, I'll tell you the more important things. So first is this brush right here. This brush is basically like what you could use a rag as. It's just to get all this stuff off the frame, basically. This brush and this brush right here is basically all you need. But I'll tell you what these brushes do too, and they will help your bike stay in better condition. And so, and of course, have your towel for when you're drying, and your source of water. Preferably have a nozzle that you can spray with, or if you could just spray with your hand, that'd be fine. But that's a basic idea. Like I said, you can just have a rag, and that works perfectly fine for your brushes. But I'll be using the Park Tool brushes, which you guys can probably get those at your local cycle shop. Such as Owls, if there's an Owls cyclery, and yeah, I can't think of very many because it depends on where you're at, but they most likely will sell these. If they don't, then you can look online and there will be Park Tools place where you can buy these, and so those will be the stuff I'm using. Alright, now that we have gone over all the stuff that you need, tools, let's get straight into it. Of course. Okay, so first we're gonna want to do is take your water with the nozzle, preferably. Alright, okay, there we go. So you kind of want to just spray it down, get it all nice and wet. That kind of helps it, and then you can actually set this down. So first we're going to be starting off with the frame, which is probably the easiest part. So with the frame, you can use your rag, or you can use, of course, this brush that I was talking about, the big brush. And you want to get this wet, so give your rag or brush a quick spray and just go over the frame. Make sure you get off any mud and anything that looks dirty to you, and it should come right off. Just get in there, get all that muck off, and so your bike will look nice and good. And so of course you can't get everywhere with this brush, and you probably can't get everywhere with rag either, because there are some small tight spaces that you can't reach in. And so that brings us to our next tool. But first you can kind of just wipe off the seat, bar, handlebars, just the basic frame mainly. So that will bring us to our next one. Actually, no, that doesn't bring us to the next one, but still. Anyways, our next brush is this one. It's kind of funky looking, but this one is for your rims. You know your rims might get dirty because you're riding on a muddy ride. The rims are probably going to get dirty, so you're going to want to get it wet, like I said, and just kind of go over the rims. I'm already getting a whole bunch off. Like, I can already see all the dirt coming off. It's gonna look way nicer when I'm done. And that helps you get, say, when you're lubing up your chain, it spills. This will get that off, and yeah, it'll look all good. So, almost done with that rim, and then now for your next rim, just get all of it off. Make it look as clean as possible. You know, clean all this off. All right, that looks good. So now, of course, you can't get into all the small spaces. So this brings me to this one. Of course, you don't have to do this. You can use a rag, and you can. These two are extras. They will help you get everywhere cleaned off, but you don't need to use them. So this one, what it has is it has this wire right here, and so this can be like threaded through small stuff. So you're gonna want to get it wet, and any small stuff you can fit it into. See, in there, I could never been able to get in there without this. So that will get that all nice and cleaned up. And one thing that I've noticed is right in here, right in your fork, where your fork connects to your headset, it will always get dirty up there, but you can't really get it. But if you just stick it right in, bam, gets all of that out really easily. And that is basically the frame. So now we're gonna get into the hardest and the most time-consuming thing. And so this one, you want to bring two tools: your small chain and gear brush and your all-purpose cleaner. So, of course, like I said, give it little squirts, get it wet. You'll want, if you have one of these, you'll want to turn it to jet so that it can get some power behind it. So, kind of get spray it nice and good. And then, so you'll take this, I'll take my simple green and I'll get some inside the brush, and I'll just spray it right on the gears and the chain, just so that I can get all cleaned up. So then you want to go and just kind of brush off any dirt or any, like, if it looks dark because of your chain loop, then you can get that off. You want to get your chain nice and clean. So this is the most important part. You want to get this very, like, through, so that this is, like, your bike needs your chain and gears to run. So if you keep them clean, it's going to run so much better, and it's going to be, all together, it's just going to be better. So you want to really go at it, get everything off that you see. Make sure that part's good. Okay, so I got the main gears done. Let me go ahead at these front gears. Alright, those are looking good. Now I'm going to go back at your rear shifting gears, which are right here. And these tend to collect a lot of the grease and black stuff, and lube. So it, like, when it gets, anyway, so you'll want to really get these. You can spin your pedals just a little bit so you can get all sides of it. Okay, and then do that on the other side too, because there's two back here. Alright, one trick you can do is simply stick the gear, like the gear inside of the brush bristle and spin it so it runs through, and that will get nice and clean. So now this is the last part, your chain, and you want to get this really good. So now that you've gotten your gears, make sure to spray off, get all the extra cleaner off. If you want and you think it's still not good, go over it again. Go over it multiple times until you do get it. So now for this last part, you want to make sure you get the chain, because this also helps the chain to not break, and so you want to really get this nice and clean, brush it, like, make sure it's all good, and your bike will run great. You can use the same thing that I said earlier, is spin it while you got your brush on it. That'll get most of the top stuff, but you're going to want to obviously go deeper into it and get the rest of it, and just get all that gunk out. Oh, that might on. I accidentally bumped the chain, so it thinks it's shifting, so I need to. Okay, there we go. So now that that's all better, just get it all clean off. So that's a good job, and that was what you call a bike well done. So you're gonna want to spray it off, get all chain nice and clean. And so this will really help your bike run smoothly, and it'll look way better. See, it's already starting to look good as new, but we have to get to our last part. So for this last part, you want to grab your towel and have it near you. I don't know, set it on your shoulder or something. Change it back to shower if you have one of these, but just spray over the entire bike, because sometimes the water dries and it'll leave like hard water marks. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna dry it off. So we just got all the hard water marks off, and then we're gonna dry it off before it dries. But we're gonna dry it off with a towel before it dries, so that all the excess water will be wiped away and it'll look good as brand new. Alright, so just, you don't have to get everything, because of course you can't really get the gear set or the chain. Like, just get mainly the frame and your seat, and so once you get that all good, make sure you didn't miss any parts. If you did miss a part, then, like say you missed this mud splotch, well, obviously go over it again and you can go through it again. But just to warn you, you want to get your chain done the most. Like, that's probably the most important part of cleaning, is to get the chain. And so, if you ever see your bike and you're like, hey, it's kind of dirty, it would look way better if I cleaned it. Well, use these steps and you'll get a good looking bike, a good working bike in no time. So that you can preserve your bikes, and you don't want to say you buy this super nice bike, but then since you don't use it since you don't clean it over time, it will not work as good. Of course, that's with all bikes. They'll eventually not work as good, but this will kind of preserve it better. So now that you've kind of mainly dried it off, you can set this towel back. But what you're gonna want to do is, because there's still some drips in some places, just take it and kind of just bounce it so you'll get most of the drips off. So now what you can do is, if it's a sunny day, then that's great, because then that'll dry the gears and the chain really quickly. But you'll just kind of want to leave it out to dry for a bit. You can move it closer to your garage, and then that will let it dry completely. So thanks for watching. Like I said, like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Hopefully this tutorial helped you, and hopefully your bike is now clean and it runs better. So check out my channel and comment down below if this was helpful. I might have said that before, but well, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys later.